बिल्लाहि मिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. Dear friends, welcome to Idea Foundation Forum. Today in lecture 289, we will discuss mystery of Rosette Nebula. Rosette Nebula and Day of Resurrection as 33rd issue under the Qur'an and Modern Sciences. It pertains to astrophysics. Our discussion on this topic will be made with reference to a miraculous cosmos happening foretold in the Qur'an in Surah Ar-Rahman, which was recently witnessed by science. This cosmos discovery was named as Rosette Nebula by science, while the Quran revealed it in very simple words, making it understandable for the people living in the 7th century. First, we will focus on the Qur'anic revelation, then look at the details of scientific discovery. So, dear friends, Ayat 37 of Surah Ar-Rahman has revealed that a cosmos catalysm disaster named the Doomsday and the Day of Resurrection is to happen at some predetermined time. Predetermined time in the words, listen the ayat, فَإِذَا انشَقَّتِ السَّمَاءُ فَكَانَتْ وَرْدَةً كَالدِّهَانِ. I translate, when the heaven, the universe, shall be cleft asunder. Cleft is second form of cleave. Will be cleft, third form, asunder. It will be, broken into pieces and become rose colored like mercury oil. Its color will be like a rose and it will be like mercury oil. The word Vardatan means rose colored or rosette. The word Kadihan means like murky oil, boiling hot oil. The heaven will be liquid and foamy like stained boiling oil. Other well considered translation of the verse is, when the sky is torn apart, torn into pieces, and it turns crimson like red hide. Traditionally, occurrence of such phenomenon is referred to the Doomsday or the Day of Resurrection in Quran. In this context, the expression "anshaqqat as-sama'u" is noteworthy, which is also used in some other verses to explain happening of the day of resurrection. For example, Ayat 16 of Surah Al-Haqqa says, وَانشَقَّتِ السَّمَاءُ فَهِيَ يَوْمَئِذٍ وَاهِيَةٌ, which means, and the heaven will split open for the day of judgment, it is infirm, it is certain. Or Ayat 25 of Surah Al-Furqan says, وَيَوْمَ تَشَقَّقُ السَّمَاءُ بِالْغَمَامِ وَنَزَّلَ الْمَلَائِكَةَ تَنزِيلًا, which means, and mention the day when the heaven will split open with emerging clouds and the angels will be sent down in successive descent. But recent scientific discovery of Rosette Nebula gives some new dimensions to the meanings of Ayat 37 of Surah Ar-Rahman, as we recited. So, dear friends, new dimension of the meanings of the Arabic expression heaven becoming rose colored like murky oil or heaven turning crimson like red hide gives a meaningful information that may be understood as precursor to the scientific discovery of the Rosette Nebula because of close similarity between the two. If minutely analyzed, the two informations not only give information regarding demise of a cosmic system, but they also give promising information of the resurrection or rebirth of the cosmic system in a new fashion and context. Thus, the term Vardatan Kaddihan, translated as becoming rose red, like stained leather or murky oil, compares an image appearing in the sky to a red rose or a stained hide. This description gives semblance of a red celestial body with a crumpled appearance observed by science just recently and named the Rosette or Rosetta Nebula, which means a carved or painted ornament resembling the open flower of a red rose, blossomed flower of a red rose. So, dear friends, nebula is a huge cloud or region in the space containing interstellar dust and gases appearing as a hazy bright or dark patch. Nebula is a successor. What is nebula? It's a successor of very large dying stars. When a cluster of stars are collapsing, then nebula takes place. They have been releasing gases into space because of their high internal pressure and temperature. Eruptions of huge volumes of gases with very high speed and temperature cause them coalesce to form clouds of gases and dust called nebulae. One such type of nebulae is known as the Rosette Nebula because of its close resemblance to a red rose. A team led by Lisa Townsley, a senior Penn State University researcher in the field of astronomy and astrophysics, carried out an intensive study of Rosette Nebula based on elaborate data collected by using very powerful Chandra X-ray telescope, and Townsley's team photographed hundreds of stars in the Rosette Nebula and determined that by crashing into one another, the dying stars produce a huge cloud of gases and dust at temperature of 6 billion degrees. Just imagine. So, dear friends, diametric size of the Rosette Nebula or Rosetta is about 130 light years, and thus it is much larger than the other known Orion Nebula, which has an expanse of about 24 light years. The Rosette Nebula lies at a distance of 5,000 light years from the Earth, whereas the Orion Nebula is much closer to the Earth. For that reason, the Orion Nebula, despite its much smaller size, appears brighter and bigger than the Rosette Nebula. Approximately 2,500 yet brewing stars. What is brewing stars? Emerging stars, becoming into birth, taking birth. New stars lie in this forming nest that inflates its mass about 10,000 times the solar mass of the solar system. So, dear friends, with this perspective, we can easily understand that the Rosette Nebula is not mere a graveyard of the dying stars, it is also an embryo. What is embryo? Where child takes the form in the mother's belly, or seedling nursery of new stars. More appropriately accredited, it is like a newly blooming flower, an embryo of new found stars. Many stars have just formed within this seedling nursery. The energetic winds and emissions of ultraviolet radiation are quickly blowing away, coming out of the surrounding clouds of gas to reveal a new cluster of stars, new set of stars. Many thicker parts of the cloud resist their ultimate demise and remain in radial structure, stubborn to relent to the impressive forces arrayed against them. Thus, the melting stars in the heart of the Rosette Nebula keep on blowing away, throwing away. Blowing away is throwing away the building blocks, material of more stars, new stars, emerging stars, and also keep on halting most other stars formation for a long time, prolonging the process of forming star beyond predictable timelines. So, some parts of the nebula are thrown away and they become stars, but some parts, stronger one, they keep on sticking with the main mass. We have already discussed, it is very important, we have already discussed in some previous lectures that the birth of the sun is also a star, and its solar system is obliged to such an event of collapsing of a bigger star or a nebula billions years ago. It's a routine matter. Some stars are dying in the shape of nebula. Other stars are emerging from that, nebula, like the Rosette. Thus, Rosette Nebula is a mysterious den. What is den? Hub, center of death and birth of stars and their families, like the solar family that includes the earth as well. However, neither its beginning nor its end time is known to human mind as yet. So, dear friends, in the scientific discourse, the Rosette Nebula displays a series of magnificent cosmic wonders. Magnificent cosmic wonders, miracles. It is simultaneously a hub of dying stars and seedling nursery of new stars, besides its astounding features like the massive size, intricate rosy structure, and stunning colors. All these amazing features together adorn it with a breathtaking sight for the both serious researchers as well as the casual beholders like us. The Quran, even in the 7th century, has indicated its reality, highlighting it as a cosmic hub for demise and birth of stars. If this cosmic wonder is studied with the perspective of the Quranic philosophy of the doomsday and the day of resurrection, it provides material interpretation of the Quranic revelations on the definite occurrence of the doomsday and the day of resurrection. The close affinity of information revealed by the Quran 1500 years ago and the information built on the current scientific discoveries witnesses this affinity or similarity witnesses divinity of the Qur'anic source, and this great reality prompts us to combine these two sources while studying the wonders of the universe to reach the truth about their creation and sustenance, and above all their creator, great creator, Allah the Almighty. Nonetheless, the scientific discovery of the Rosette Nebula as a simultaneous hub of dying stars and seedling nursery of new stars invites us to look at this cosmic wonder as an eye-opening material interpretation of the doomsday and the day of resurrection revealed in the Quran. So, my dear friends, with this we conclude our discussion under lecture number 289. Please subscribe Idea Foundation YouTube channel to watch videos of previous lectures and join us for the noble cause. Thank you friends for participation. Allah Hafiz. हाँ जी.